So just recently, I finished watching Hunter x Hunter for the first time ever, and I have to say, this is definitely on my list of top 5 favorite animes of all time now. Hunter x Hunter was always on my list of animes that I needed to watch, but just never got around to for the longest time. And I had heard nothing but great things about it, but for some reason, I continued to sleep on it. When it was announced early 2019 that Hunter x Hunter would be returning to Netflix in March, I quickly set a reminder for it and began watching it the second it was released. Quick disclaimer, obviously there is going to be spoilers for the entirety of Hunter x Hunter anime, so if you haven't watched it yet, I suggest that you add this video to your watch later list and come back to it once you finish the series. Anyway, let's get started. Just to be clear, I did watch the English dub of Hunter x Hunter, so say what you want about that. Hunter x Hunter is an anime/manga series created by Yoshihiro Kishimoto, the same mastermind behind Yu Yu Hakusho, and you know I love me some Yu Yu Hakusho. As soon as I started watching Hunter x Hunter, I was hooked. From the very beginning, Hunter x Hunter was very different from any shonen I've ever seen. For starters, there sure wasn't a lot of fighting in the first arc of the series, but that wasn't a bad thing at all. I enjoyed how different the first arc of the series was compared to any other anime I've seen before. And actually, every single arc in Hunter x Hunter feels like it's an entire different series. All of them are so different, and that is what makes Hunter x Hunter stand out. Now, I believe that the first arc is underappreciated among the community. The first arc did an amazing job at getting me interested in the series as a whole. The Hunter exam arc set up and introduced the characters in just the right way, and it is easily one of my favorite arcs in this series. In the first arc, the main characters seemed so helpless and powerless throughout the Hunter exam, and I was generally scared for them. I think that one of the things that makes this anime feel so different is that it doesn't focus on the raw power of the characters, especially in the beginning arc. For example, the tower fight where you had the 5 vs 5 in the ring, most of these battles focused on intelligence over pure power. Gon's battle involved whose candle went out first and created a scenario that was absolutely genius. And then we also had the Leorio fight, where at one point they were just playing rock, paper, scissors. A couple episodes later, you have Gon trying to take Hisoka's number badge. When I was first watching this, I felt scared for Gon. I had no idea how Gon was going to handle this situation, considering that Hisoka is a beast and Gon really can't do anything to him at this point. Gon couldn't fight or confront him at all because of their difference in power. How did he overcome this obstacle of power? Well, all he needed was some intelligence and a fishing pole. And then fast forward to the Hunter exam tournament at the end. What is Gon gonna do now? Like I just said, he can't fight. Well, I was thrown off completely with the outcome. Going into this, I was under the impression that this was just going to be a cliche tournament just like every other anime shonen has. This really didn't end up being a tournament at all. We saw Gon win in the first fight of the tournament just by not giving up, and then that's it. The tournament is over. Next thing we see is Gon wakes up from his little coma and we find out that Killua killed somebody, so everybody else passes. Who expected that? I just thought we were going to have ourselves a regular old cliche anime tournament, but no. Togashi of course had to throw a huge curveball. After this point, the entire tone of the series changes and we move on to an arc that is very dark, the Zoldyck family arc. While this arc might be the shortest arc in the series, it still serves a huge purpose and gives us an in-depth look into Killua's character and backstory. Then we move into the Heaven's Arena arc, where everyone is happy again. However, we do lose half of our gang for this arc. We just came from an arc that had no fighting whatsoever for our main characters, to an arc that contains basically nothing but fighting. The Heaven's Arena arc introduces the energy system of the series in the form of Nen. That's basically the main purpose of this arc. While I can't say this was my favorite arc, I have to give it props for delivering one of the most clever and visually pleasing fights in the series, Gon versus Hisoka. There is a huge difference of power in this fight as Hisoka is still way out of Gon's league, which honestly just makes it more intriguing to watch. However, the title for my overall favorite fight of the series probably goes to one that happens in the next arc, which is the Uvo versus Shadow Beast fight. I feel that this is a very underappreciated fight. The Shadow Beasts are built up to be these very powerful fighters just so that they could quickly be killed off by Uvo. Seeing each and every single one of the Shadow Beasts brutally killed, all in different and clever ways, was very shocking to see. And that is why this is one of my favorite fights of the series. For some reason, I enjoy seeing brutal scenes like this. Another thing that I like about this anime is that it is not afraid to have people die, which just brings more emotion to the viewer. I just personally enjoy seeing blood and gore in my anime, but I know that not everyone may feel this way. The York New City arc, in which this Uvo vs Shadow Beast battle takes place, was easily my favorite arc out of all the arcs. It slightly beats the Chimera arc in terms of my personal favorite arc, just because the Chimera arc, I feel, went on for a really long time. I was getting exhausted just trying to watch all 60 plus episodes of the arc. I ended up watching the entire York New City arc in just a couple of days because each episode left me excited to watch the next. However, I found myself naturally taking multiple breaks when watching the Chimera arc, probably because of the fact that it just kept going and going. But I'm not trying to make it seem like it was a bad arc. It was amazing, and various moments had me feeling very emotional, especially the ending. I really enjoyed all of the new characters in this arc, even all of the different Chimera ants. Many of the fights in this arc had me on the edge of my seat, and the action was very spectacular. And finally, the final arc, which is the election arc, even though fairly short compared to the others, was probably one of my favorites as well. It really had me hyped up for the entirety of it, and I ended up finishing in about a day or two. Having Jing finally be revealed to us in person for the first time was relieving. Also, I don't know how I've gone this long without mentioning the kick-ass ending themes. The ending themes are amazing and do a very good job at creating a more intense feeling in the viewer, especially since for most episodes, the song starts playing before the credits begin, so the song ends up playing for the final scene of the episodes. The opening was pretty good too. I mean, it never got old even after playing for 148 episodes straight. Personally, I've never heard of an anime going on for multiple seasons and using the same opening song for the entire series. It's unique, and the song was pretty good. Anyway, at the beginning of the election arc, when I saw Jing for the first time walking up to the Hunter Association building, my heart literally skipped a beat. At that moment, I had realized, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. It was seriously very cruel to be faked out at the beginning of the Chimera Ant arc, when Gon transported to Kite thinking he would find his father. I honestly thought that he was actually going to find Jing at that moment, but nope, I had to wait another 60 plus episodes to actually see Jing reunite with Gon. Speaking of Gon, he was absent for the majority of the election arc, which felt very different but was very cool to watch. But I honestly just couldn't wait any longer for Gon to meet his father for the first time. Seeing Jing and Gon finally reunited in the end created a perfect stopping point for the anime. I just couldn't believe that the adventure was over at that point. I do understand that the manga goes beyond the anime, and I will probably be reading that soon. As I've stated before, Hunter x Hunter is an amazing series, and it really stands out beyond any other anime I've seen before. Every arc feels like something completely different from the last. The storytelling and world building is so immersive, and I am really anxious to continue the series through the manga and learn more about this world that Togashi has created. On the other hand though, I am kinda scared to catch up with the manga because I know that I will be waiting indefinitely for a new chapter, as the series has basically become, as many call it, hiatus x hiatus. Apparently, not a single chapter of Hunter x Hunter was published in 2019. Hopefully, things turn up for the series soon. Regardless, I plan on reading the manga so that I can be completely caught up with the series. Well, that's all I have to talk about for this video. It really took a while to make, so if you enjoyed it and watched all the way through, thank you so much. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below on anything discussed in the video. What anime series should I watch next now that I've finished Hunter x Hunter? Let me know. This is Isai. I'll see you guys later. Peace.